You're listening to Party Nerds Weekly.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Party Nerds web show. Of course, host today, James Redman's Back Boys. Kaz is here, Jorge's here, and Ralphie.
Before you know what, before we even get to that, I got something to say as the heel of this show.
I'm sure.
Just hear me out. I'm gonna just let y'all know right now. The light-skinned brothers are the reason why this show has started late. It's not your boy. I was on time. Jorge gave me a set time as well too. But these two late Splash brothers, okay, wish versions of Clay Thompson and Steph Curry. These late brothers over here are the reason why we're not on time. So don't blame us, blame them. Both of them, okay? These waffle skin brothers know exactly what time it is and what time did they come? Late. We need to start being better, okay? Go ahead, Fax. Say what you got to say to them.
You know, I don't get called a waffle often.
Today was the day. Today was the day. Today was the day.
So,
today was the day.
Just because you just called me a basic for a food group, I'm going to take it as a sign of disrespect. Let's move on.
Yeah. Of course, we get shitted
What's
on.
Up, Everett? What's up, Biggs?
We get shitted on by the dude with the worst attendance in the league.
Oh, man.
I got places to be. Time out. Hold up a second. I got places to be. I got places to be. Y'all gonna get off me because I got places to be? Unbelievable.
Look, Everett, as you can see, of course, yes, Ralph he's turned a new leaf.
Turned heel.
I'm on my. We
truly have a villain of the show.
I'm on my final boss stage.
Just remember.
Okay, remember Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Just
okay,
remember,
he wore these glasses at WrestleMania. So I'm new.
Just remember, this is racist Ralphie.
Wow.
Racist Ralphie that turned his back on his people. Wow. That hates light-skinned folk.
I mean, he called us waffles.
He called us
because
waffles.
Y'all was late. Y'all was late. Y'all was late.
Right.
Nobody.
If this is your first time here with the program, you have to know what this derives from. Okay, so last week we got a chance to cover Sinners, and we all gave it the highest of praise. And Ralphie gave it a solid 8, but it didn't sound like an 8.
Nothing close, nothing remotely close to an 8.
Y'all gonna have to get rid of this hurt.
Just letting you know that once he gave us his review, we got cussed out. We basically we got called everything but the child of God, and all of a sudden this new persona that started to take over. So this is why. Yeah. So why the music is playing.
Yeah. Oh look!
Hold on.
Who's that? Oh my God! It's Ralphie, racist Ralphie. Oh, you guys didn't know I was racist if it wasn't for you measly kids. So I don't know, man.
I don't know, Jorge. That might have been a little too long.
This show is going in a whole different direction. I don't know what made Ralphie turn heel. I don't know when he turned his back on us and our people. I don't know why he wants us divided.
I just want us to start doing better. I just want us to give movies.
You don't even like us
a proper way.
Hard ER. You see
hard ER. Like, so Ralphie, since you are in the giving mood, I feel like I have to give up this news about Sinners right now. The fact that it isn't going anywhere because pretty much the box office called it to a mere 6% decline.
Dog, that's like unheard of.
Yeah, for a move for an original story, for it to come out in the way that it did, and to only have a 6% drop off. You know, most movies, especially like Marvel movies, they'll come up with this heavy opening weekend.
30,
and that
40, 60, is 50%.
Like
yep.
50 to 75 at this point.
Yeah.
The drop off is massive. So of course it's maintained number one at the box office right now. For one, I'd like to put this out there that it is leaving IMAX pretty soon. This is the last week to see it. So if you have not seen this movie in IMAX, you're missing out because it's going to play for one more week, and then they're going to replace it with the movie that we're talking about later on tonight, and that's Thunderbolts. So 6% drop off. It's about to hit internationally a lot more markets. It's going to do a lot more money. So I can imagine like where this is going to go like in the next couple weeks or so, because all that press that they've been doing for this particular project, they're going to do the same thing marketing wise internationally. They're going to hit London. They're going to probably, they're not playing it in China. So they got to go to Japan. They got to go to Korea and all that other type of stuff. So the thing is, the box office is going to sustain a little bit longer than a lot of people have projected. A lot of people are being written off, and still Ryan Coogler is answering probably like the most obnoxious interviews you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, because they keep asking him about the deal that he made, and he keeps telling them, he was like, y'all are literally asking me like people in this business have never gotten deals like this before. Tarantino got one, like recently. I got one. Scorsese has definitely got one for Netflix. Yeah. So or Apple TV or whatever he was. No, it was Netflix for The Irishman. So he was like, why am I the one doing these interviews, talking about trying to market my movie, and yet you're asking me about the deal that I made? Because you don't like the deal that I made with the studios in order for me to make the money that I'm making, because he's making money from day one. Yeah. And then of course there's that whole clause where he's going to get the rights to the movie 25 years down the line.
25 years later, yeah.
I made the movie. It's mine. I made it for the studio. You're going to have it for 25 years. You can make your money off of it. I'm going to make money off it too. But after that 25 years is up, it's all the rights come to me. It's only right. That's a good deal.
It's only right. It's a great deal.
That's a great deal.
It's a great deal.
Yeah.
Great deal for a great movie. Right, Ralphie?
Right, Ralphie?
For sure.
Ralphie did not want y'all to see this movie.
That is not true.
That is that
again.
You said it last week. We asked you.
We recommended
you
it.
You did not answer.
The axe is that you asked me what I recommend. I said, yeah, I would.
No,
was it a high pitch?
You didn't answer.
But at the end, hear me out. At the end, I still suggested y'all go see the movie. Now, again, it's building itself. Yeah, did it have a small drop off? Because people were, either have seen it already, or there's also the other stragglers that have not seen it. Like, as you can see now, social media is on it, right? Social media is making all of the memes and the little jokes here and there, because a week later, everybody's onto it. But at the end of the day, of course, it's going to do its numbers, because one, it's proper marketing on when it came out. Two, there's no real other movies to really combat it, so which is great. Three, it also puts Ryan Coogler in a better place, because again, you were supposed to be with Marvel, buddy. This was supposed to be a Marvel movie, as someone would have mentioned.
I did.
But at the same time, what better way to come off to the decline and go internationally? And it's going to probably do great internationally. I hope they get the same ratings, but it's transitioning right over to Thunderbolts. So the hype train is about to die off real soon.
Now that's
which
the
brings
thing.
A smile to your face.
It doesn't bring a smile to my face.
You're
I'm just
smiling.
trying to tell y'all the truth, and that's what the problem is y'all don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to see the inevitability.
Because
the truth
we can't get the truth out of you.
It's an 8. The truth is it's an 8.
Yeah. So Big said I've been seeing folks saying it's overrated on social media since the last live. Ralphie is to Sinners what Steven is to Django.
Oh my God.
Dang.
Come on. What did I do? So what I do? Where's Dre at? Where's Dre? I need
Dre. You need Dre to come in here real quick. Dre got to get in here.
Listen, Dre had his back for 5 minutes until
and then he was like, "Wait a minute." He was like, "Ralphie's gone too far. Hold on." See? Good God. So, to put it into context, Sinners now holds the record for the smallest second week drop of any film opening with more than $40 million since 2009's Avatar.
Praise God.
And any R-rated film, period.
Praise God.
So the $90 million The $90 million, the title's domestic tally has now surpassed $120 million, while its worldwide total sits at an impressive $162 million as of this writing. So everybody that was talking about the budget being like a $90 million movie and if it's going to make its money back need to just shut the fuck up now, because it's great news from Warner Brothers. Coogler himself, who's making money off who's going to own 100% of the movie in 25 years. And Warner Brothers is making money off the movie now. So
right now.
So real quick, just because again, I just wanted to reiterate, hear the info on it. So doesn't he make the money off of the first weekend, or is it just the first beginning weeks? Like I was trying to understand that portion.
From the first day, he gets a large percentage. So I guess normally it's after the full theatrical release. After that's done, that's when everybody starts to get their money.
Okay.
He's getting his money day one. So that's what's pretty unprecedented. It's kind of like when that shit opened in theaters and started to make money, he started to get checks.
That's what I was saying. So what did it do opening day?
I forgot that Thursday. I don't know.
You want to know the day or the weekend?
I think the day, because again, that would be very interesting, because I'm not saying like interested in, I need to know, but like, we're talking about something historic.
It did 4.7 million in Thursday previews.
Boom. So that's a lot of money that man just got.
Yeah. Like, even if his percentage was pretty small. So say for instance, still got to pay the actors, still got to pay the crew, still got to pay production, still got to pay marketing and everything like that. Say his percentage is literally 8%. Let's just give him like the tally of 8%, right? 4.7 million. He would have made $376,000 that day, which is a decent chunk of change. It could have been even more. Yeah. But otherwise, like I told everybody here, well, you said VHS sales.
Didn't Jorge just say something about VHS?
He just said VHS sales. Yeah, he literally just said that. But Blu-ray, I'm pretty sure, and if it's going after 25 years, God knows in 25 years what's going to be the
stars. It's just going right to stars.
Just going to stars. Like STARZ.
STARZ. Yeah, that's basically the BET of streaming networks at this point.
Oh my
Can we acknowledge that? We can acknowledge that Stars.
We can acknowledge that.
In the lineup of all like Netflix, Apple TV.
I guarantee you. But no. You know what's going to happen? If you're talking about directly after theatrical release, it's going to Max because it's a WB product.
It's gonna go to Max.
It's gonna be on Max.
Yeah, they're gonna do big things on Max, and then and then 5 weeks later, Stars, because Stars is a home network for African American films.
Show enough said,
which you don't like African American films. If you go back to last,
that's Tubi.
Sinners wasn't even the only black movie that you didn't like.
I didn't know. Wait, what was the other movie that I didn't like?
We're gonna have to go in the archives of last
week. Exactly. I guess you got fair enough.
We talked about it. You don't like black movies.
We can just throw some out there. Have you seen I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
I've seen the title. I didn't consider myself.
All right, so you haven't seen it. You haven't seen it yet to not like it.
All right.
Exactly.
All right.
Have you seen Meteor Man?
Again, I've seen the title.
Have not seen it to not like it.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
Exactly.
Have you seen Blank Man?
Yes. Hysterically funny film. Loved it. Throwback. Can't go wrong with that.
Ooh, that
was a great review.
Surprising. Wow. What do you give that?
Okay, Ralphie, got to throw out a curveball here. Have you seen The Color Purple?
The Color Purple with which one? The new one or the old one?
With Whoopi.
Whoopi, I did, and it kind of messed me up a little bit.
You got good parents. You got good parents, man.
I did.
Good parenting right there.
My parents didn't make me. I watched it on my own. It was on my own.
Big said, have you seen Juice?
Oh, that's a good one.
Juice. I've seen Juice, especially the part in the elevator where Tupac looks at what's his face, and then that's a serious moment. I've seen black movies. I've seen it.
No, nobody said you didn't see black movies. We just don't
like
black
just
movies.
Check it. well, Instamello just said, he said, I heard Stars just picked up Moesha. So you might be right.
See what I'm saying? Who's asking for Moesha? Not a lot of people, but it's on Stars.
Actually, nobody's asking for Moesha.
For real.
Hold you.
Second in the news, speaking of HBO, Last of Us has done, and we even really like talked about it, but the first 2 episodes have been crazy as shit. I've never played a video game. I don't know the video game whatsoever.
I tried it and then I deleted it.
So from what I hear, it was kind of like one of those landmark things. Damn, they talk about have you seen Roots? Jesus Christ.
Where did this fool go? What happened?
He said, have you seen Roots?
Oh my. Ralphie.
Look, Ralphie, it's okay to duck for cover with that one, because that's a whew.
Ralphie cheered when Kunta Kinte was getting his ass whooped, literally. He cheered and threw high fives.
Y'all need to chill.
And proceeded. And then after watching that, he proceeded to get another plane ticket to Germany and celebrate.
Roots are
Wow, Fat Beach? Yo, you need to stop, Jorge.
See what I'm saying?
That is a classic.
When Ralphie watched Get Out, he wanted them to get in. That's what happened. He was like, why would they want to leave? It's great there.
God. They had a lot of land. They had a lot of land. Just saying. I'm in my final boss era, okay? Just don't worry about me, man. Just try to let y'all understand something, man.
Ralphie did not want them to escape the house.
They got served tea in a beautiful couch. He sat there. They opened it up. Okay, let him go. Proceed on forward, brothers. Proceed on forward, brothers.
Oh my goodness.
So Haas, have you heard, you remember the Last of Us series last year?
No, I didn't watch it.
Didn't watch it.
Wow.
Look, it's okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't. But okay. But from the looks of from what I hear from you guys, it sounds pretty good, and I need to check it out.
All right. So one, I feel like
unlike Ralphie, the show's villain, I am willing to check it out with an open mind, and I'm not hoping for it to be bad. I'm hoping it's as great as you guys say it is, and I will give it a thorough review.
Look, I will say this
for the people.
Because it's in its 2nd season, and I believe the 3rd episode just aired yesterday. As one would think of it to be a zombie flick or a zombie-driven show like The Walking Dead or something like that, totally not that at all. I think it more so points to the humanization of the characters rather than just dealing with like all those clans, because you remember how boring Walking Dead got after like season 5. So for one, this is like this 2nd season of Last of Us is going to be the final season. And of course, this started with Pedro Pascal being in the show and his character of Joel. But in the video game in Last of Us 2 that was released in the video game, everybody pretty much anticipated his death. And then they finally showed that on screen. So the beating that Abby gives him and shoots him in the damn knee and just like
wild shit,
ends him, like beats him
wild
to death.
Shit.
So Pedro Pascal, making the money that he's making, can afford to be killed off of a show because he's got 7 more projects.
Yep,
my boy is busy. He busy.
Yeah, he can get killed. He can get killed off any project
in Hollywood.
Any project, like it's no problem.
And he's still busy.
And it wasn't like he was like killed off screen, like they turn the camera away and then he gets killed. No, it was like Pedro finna die right now. It was like, I like both games, even though the second one pissed me off. All right, so so with Joel dying amongst this crew that basically just ended him, right? Now comes the fact that that whole crew that killed him is all going to basically be under the lines of getting picked off one by one by Ellie, and just how she's going to do it. So I can imagine how this is going to get. So now that Pedro's off the show, it's kind of like, is everybody going to still tune in and watch?
Of course.
Because he was, because of the star power. Because usually be like, okay, well, Pedro ain't on it no more, and I know he's dead. I'm not going to watch this for Lady Mormont from Game of Thrones. But if you know the video game, if you know the storyline, then you would probably continue to watch.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say, like, people are going to still watch it because, like, again, not to take away from Pedro's star power. Pedro's star power is great and, you know, people enjoy it. But, you know, the thing about The Last of Us is kind of based on the characters, right? You need a death in order for the story to continue, something major like this. I will say, like, I liked it, but I didn't like it in the same, and I'm being kind of truthful about this. How's you got this?
You didn't like his death.
I'm intrigued by your review. I'm waiting.
It was very reminiscent of Walking Dead in the same way when what's his face,
Stephen Yeun, when he died.
Yeah, when he died, it was the same thing. So I didn't like the reference where you kind of said it's like, oh, it's not like Walking Dead. I was like, yeah, it kind of technically is. It's still.
Well, that's the thing. After that particular episode, that's when Walking Dead fell off.
Yes and no.
That's season 5.
But again, that's a different story. We'll discuss that one. That's a yes and no. But with Joel, like I said, with the whole aspect of him not being in it, this gives again Ellie time to grow. This gives you another, you know, segment of the story, and again the season to show growth for every other character, especially like again the brother, and because there's a new episode that dropped and I didn't get to watch it yet, but
it's basically her making the decision to go to Seattle.
And so what this does essentially is now again it's kind of passing the torch almost, because you don't really need Pedro. You really don't. He was just very, you know, somber, low, and mellow, but eventually you knew he was gonna go because you got fantastic storyline. Brother guy, he got work. He got work to do. So I'm already completely fine with knowing like I can still watch the show without him and know everybody else is still gonna do a great job, even though I can't stand that they beat the shit out of him. Like that little girl beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, well, like, even outside of that, the whole Cordyceps raid. The zombie raid that happened on the town of Jackson, that was happening at the same time that Joel was getting killed, was nuts. Like there was at least over 1,000 zombies, like basically rampaging onto one particular facility, one compound, and just taking people out. So it was crazy the way that I didn't know that also happened in the video game. Like basically the town got raided at the same time that Joel gets taken.
It was a lot at the senses. I was gonna say it was a lot at the senses as well too, because again, yeah, you had this happening over here and you didn't know what was gonna happen. Like I said, it was Joel's brother and you over here. He's fighting whatever, the big old ogre type thing. You have that, and then his wife. It is what it is. Then you had the wife. Like, again, you don't know what was going to happen with that. There's people still in the basement and all that type of stuff. People are getting picked off. Meanwhile, like I said, it keeps jumping back onto the other side. And like again, Joel is getting beat to shit, and they blew his kneecaps off, which again was wild. It was just, I felt like it was a lot.
Blowing your kneecaps off with a shotgun is just fucking bizarre.
That's brutal.
So every comment said, yeah, he stretched too thin. See what I did there? So now that he's Mr. Fantastic.
Wow.
I see what you did there. Instamello said, I heard Pedro is coming back to Game of Thrones. It was just a flesh wound. He got his head crushed.
It was just a flesh wound. Pedro was that guy in Game of Thrones too.
And he said Walking Dead died after Invincible left. Yes. Right after Stephen Yeun was gone.
You needed some time to heal. That's all it really was. And then it was still a battle of Negan.
Yeah, like what he said, the battle went down how that episode of Game of Thrones in the dark should have went down. Like the Battle of the Bastards.
No.
Battle of the Bastards is still like the craziest Game of Thrones episode.
That was top tier.
That's not the one where it blacked out. You couldn't see shit.
No, then that was different. That's what I
save some money.
Oh, was it the Hard Home episode?
Oh, that's what the Ice Walkers.
No, the blackout was the big war.
That was the long night. Whatever, it was a long night or something.
Yeah.
Right there at the wall.
Yep.
All right. So I mean, as far as what we're about to talk about today, he said, speaking of zombies, I can't wait for 28. Yeah, the 28 Days Later sequel is going to be coming out this summer. He said the one that was in the dark.
Yeah, that was the worst episode.
Didn't they make a deal with the TV company saying that buy our TV so you can see the battle?
Yeah,
I remember that.
The luminescent TVs were the only one that could watch that entire episode.
Yeah, this is what I think of that.
Oh my God! So our question for today, and we're going to get into it. As we talked about earlier, Sinners got 1 week left in IMAX because May 2nd, Thunderbolts is going to drop, and right now, these particular reviews that have basically been put out there, as far as like the embargo, for one, I gotta give it to Marvel, because they put this particular embargo very early, which is something that they don't do with a lot of their movies. So they wanted to get these reviews out as quick as possible for good reason, because it was doing so well. And people are literally like calling it like top tier Marvel and so on and so forth. So critics on social media say that the film is a surprisingly thoughtful and emotional story elevated by strong performances from Florence Pugh's Yelena and Lewis Pullman's Sentry, and feels like a throwback to the early MCU. So from what we're seeing right now, these are just like literally like catch quotes where they're saying, I really dug Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is fantastic. Thunderbolts is truly fantastic. I laughed, cried, cheered, and I had a fantastic time. Absolutely love the team dynamic. A legit good character ensemble piece. And that was pretty great. So the best MCU film in a long time. Now, we can sit here and be like, okay, that sounds great. But I do remember the one that just dropped. And people had decent things to say about it. And yet, it did not end in the results of what the positive reviews said. So I'm going into this with low expectations, because these are a lot of critics, a lot of same critics that gave Sinners the reviews that they gave that. So they're talking about the team dynamic to Thunderbolts as opposed to like the team dynamic of Avengers. And this is not the Avengers. Or better yet, are they looking at this from the aspect that like, okay, we know they're not the Avengers. They're not even supposed to be the Avengers. And that since they're like this gritty ragtag group that has to like basically fix a problem with an OP character, how do you fix it? So you have somebody like Yelena that's basically, what does she do in that type of situation? Everybody that they have here is a street level person. And they're going up against somebody that literally just puts his hand out and is turning people into dust. Yeah. So
sending them to a whole other dimension.
I'm very curious as to how this goes down. It's basically, you know, it's the Batman Superman thing. It, like, say for instance, if he never had kryptonite, you know, like those type of things. Like Batman has no chance.
Do you bleed?
Well,
yeah. So it's like, you're gonna have these particular situations with Sentry where you're gonna look at it and be like,
you will.
I mean, again, y'all said he was the best Batman. Y'all said he was the best Batman.
Why'd you say that name?
Yo, Ben Affleck is, man,
the best.
Jimmy Bale.
Comic accurate, right, James?
Comic accurate Batman.
Yeah,
like he's like 6'3", it's like 240, 250.
Wait, Ralphie, you don't like Ben Affleck as Batman?
I'm not saying I don't like. I like him as. You know what?
That's the thing. I like him as Batman. I don't like him as Bruce Wayne.
Go in with low expectations. Don't compare it to Avengers or Suicide Squad. Just gotta try to enjoy the movie. It's too late.
And this is the thing. We say that about every Marvel movie that has come out since. That we just want to try to just enjoy the movie. But the thing is, all the hate watchers just shit on it.
Wait, are we supposed to come in there like DC, set the bar extremely low, and just have a good time?
I mean,
I told y'all before
man.
it's gonna get to that point where we're gonna
let down, right?
Yeah, like no, that's what let down. It's just we're not until we get a string of films that are great. It's going to be a while before we're just like want to expect the great.
Yeah, I'm sitting on high. I can't sit on high.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Dre?
What up, Dre?
Where was you at, Dre? Needed help a little bit earlier, but it's
he
all
does
right,
not
brother.
want to help.
I held
you
my
don't
own.
Even like Dre.
I held my own.
You turned your back on
It's
your
the mellow coming after Ralphie.
He said Alfie. He called you Alfie.
Alfie.
See what I'm saying? This is the start of the villain arc. It's Ralphie.
He said, "Yeah, there's no
final boss."
He said, "There's no bar." He was like, "Think about it. No one had high expectations for the first Avengers."
Yes, you're right. Or did you?
I kind of did.
Well, it's all cast. You had to, right?
It was going to be good.
We definitely did. Like that was in. I mean,
For
there was
one,
hype, man.
It was like even if I wanted to go in there with low expectations, like I couldn't. Bro, I knew everybody was going to be in this movie, so it was like the Hulk was fighting Chitauri aliens on top of a skyscraper.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Ripping him. Those scenes in the first Avengers movie are nuts. Hawkeye on a building just picking people off
in the middle of the fight.
But James, do you think that if a movie is star-studded, like classically trained actors, the best actor caliber, then we have to set the bar high, right? We have to.
I mean, we're supposed to. I mean, look, man, what's his name? Wes Anderson does that shit all the time with the Royal Tenenbaums and everything like that. Like,
yeah.
But that's just acting. This is supposed to be a blockbuster. Blockbusters are supposed to make the money that they're making because of the excitement and that are brought out into those things. So, like, if you see an all-star cast, but the thing is, the all-star cast that was made for Avengers, we built up to that. Everybody had like these little solo projects.
Yeah. Hello.
You know what I'm saying? So Black Widow and Hawkeye were like the supporting roles that ended up in everybody's movies with Nick Fury involved. But the thing is, once all that pretty much got formulated together, that shit was like, holy, what am I watching? For one, yes. And I got to give Instamillo credit for this because he was like, it was like popping the cherry because nobody ever seen anything like this.
Yeah.
So we're like, I'm seeing the Avengers on screen for the very first time. This is nuts.
Yeah. Oh, like Gore, man, that was a perfect role too for Christian Bale.
It was perfect for him. I felt bad for him because he acted his ass off in that movie.
Yeah, that's one of those that wasn't his fault. It was a week.
Does he say that in interviews now? Does he talk about that or no?
No, he don't talk about that at all. He don't even talk about Batman.
Yeah, his performance was
there's
fantastic.
A chance that they might do another one. They said something about Nolan
with him,
Batman.
I mean,
Nolanverse again?
A Pattinson one.
No, there's Nolan and Nolan and Bale talked about if they ever.
Yo, I think I heard something like that too. I ain't gonna hold you.
Nolan coming back to Batman. That man just won an Oscar.
And that's okay.
Where is she?
What's wrong with that?
We're
never gonna get Patterson.
I'm not coming back to do these dress up movies no more.
We not getting Patterson until 2030, so I don't know what y'all waiting for.
2030, yeah, he's another busy dude.
Shit, yeah.
And look, he did act his ass off in that movie, but the dynamic, I guess, how many movies has Bucky been in?
Dude, as a side character,
he's been
in shows
character for a while.
Yeah, he's popping up everywhere.
He's everywhere. How is Thor: Love and Thunder not ranked as low as Black Adam? It's pretty down there.
I mean, yeah,
if it wasn't for Bale's acting.
You know what? Thor: Love and Thunder is one of those movies. The more you watch it, like if you watch it like another time, it gets worse every time, every rewatch. Like
except for Bale.
It's just not it just gets weaker and weaker the more you look at it. Like, damn, like it was better the first time I seen it. It was
I didn't get the damn because Adam is black.
Wow. Welcome here.
Wow.
Welcome here. This is I didn't know we had guests. Welcome.
And that's the thing. Like now, Pattinson might not make it back for Batman 2 like immediately, but he's going to still do the movie. They have it planned for 2027.
Damn.
At this point,
Bucky got that direct deposit staying busy with all his appearances.
Yep.
I ain't gonna hold you. They could have just used that Batman as a one-off, bro. Because at this point, I don't even care about it anymore.
Word. There it is. You see, boom,
like
and
it's
that's
too long.
the effect.
They're taking too long to come out with the sequel.
And everyone's losing interest, right?
Yeah, and Penguin was a great show, but it still didn't get me hyped for a sequel. Like,
right? So
do Penguin do another season of Penguin, like that's fine. But
if we're talking about what was that? That was 2023, so that was 2 years ago that the first Batman came out. So that's going to be a 4-year difference.
Dude, like why are we doing that?
But then again, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse 2022.
But
this is a different vibe to the.
This is year one Batman though.
That's a whole different vibe.
It is a year zero Batman. It's
like
yeah.
How's that gonna play? Oh, 4 years later, after he's all experienced, he's like in Affleck status, you know, a seasoned Batman.
I was never, but that Batman, and it wasn't like he was a bad Batman at all. Like
he's detective. Cool. He showed his detective skills.
Cool. But I have I don't have any emotional tie to that Batman. Like I don't.
It's because he didn't really beat the shit out of anybody. Only the first 5 minutes. Yeah, that was it. But after that, Batman, we used to beats the shit out of somebody. You didn't see him beat the shit out of nobody. He was just sitting there solving crimes. This and this and this. And it was nothing. It was nothing. That's why there's no ties to this. That's why it's 2030.
And listen, I'm glad you said that. Because you know what Ben Affleck did? A motherfucker.
Yeah, he
that
did.
Warehouse
that warehouse
ingrained in my head.
Everybody up and was killing motherfuckers.
Which Batman don't do.
I like that Batman. I ain't gonna hold you. I like that Batman. That motherfucker was stabbing all kinds of shit.
As a matter of fact, that Batman got stabbed.
Oh, a bunch of. Then he taken. Look, he got stabbed, and then he stabbed that motherfucker.
Remember, he doesn't do that.
He said by the time he comes back, Damian Wayne will be 50.
That's true.
But that's the thing. Like in James Gunn's,
she was with you.
Yeah, James Gunn's Batman that's going to come out. Like Damian Wayne is Robin, and he's supposed to be like a teenager.
And wait, Damian Wayne's going to be in the which
Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. See, that's the Batman we need. First of all, that's the Robin that we need. Because out of all the Robins, there's no one
that dude is vicious.
Better than Damian. I mean,
that's like Oliver from Invincible. Like that's Damian 100%.
Wayne. 100%.
It's Oliver.
Yeah. Yes. Ralphie went to go get the rest of the New World Order. Like, where did he go?
I think he went. He's going to your house, Haas.
We'll have to get a.
You hear that chair clanking?
I'm going to have to get a guard dog, man. The goddamn villain of the show is on his way here.
Oh man!
Matter of fact, not even a guard dog. I'm gonna get a lion. Get past a guard dog. No, but no one fucks with a lion.
Hey, look, you said Damian Wayne, one of Satan's greatest soldiers.
Yo, hello.
That's a fact.
Yo, listen. He the grandson of Ra's al Ghul.
He's like, why can't I kill him?
And Batman, dumbass, didn't even realize he was around.
Oliver from Invincible definitely was based off of Damian Wayne. He literally has the why can't I kill him attitude. Why can't I kill him? I should be able to kill him. They're bad people.
Yep.
Yeah. So no, I'm looking forward to that, man. But like I said, like I like the Batman. It was a good movie. I think the ending was kind of drawn out with the whole water and shit, the flood. I think the flood was too long.
But then all of a sudden it ran into a whole series because we found out about the flood.
Yeah. The Penguins are a good series, but I just think like you got to come right back from it, right? And that's like the formula, like especially that it's not a huge universe. It's basically self-contained. That Batman universe, they're not using other heroes and stuff like that. So in a self-contained universe like that, you got to come back 2 years later and give us the other one, man. Like you got to keep us engaged in that storyline, because what we're going to get, I mean, we're getting the Superman movie, then we're going to get Supergirl, I guess, and then we're gonna get a couple more films. We're gonna get to a Batman. Like we're gonna get another Batman.
And then they're gonna push. Like by the time all this is happening, you're gonna get that Robert Pattinson Batman, which is like an Elseworlds Batman. That's gonna happen in the middle of all this happening.
So it's like I just don't like the way they're going about it. Like you need to turn it. We should have already got the Batman sequel. They should have already been on it, man. And it's just like,
this is
why are we doing that?
This is for Andre, the double knee drop.
Oh,
Damian Wayne and Teen Titans.
Listen, when we get a chance to see Damian Wayne, it's gonna change.
He has to do this move in the movie. Look at the dude. Look at the dude. He's like, I can't believe this little kid's about to fucking just double
100%.
knee my ass.
No, because before, like, Robin was like a laughing joke up until Damian Wayne. Yeah, he was a laughing joke, man. Like, he was soft and all that. Like, people like, oh, why is Batman hanging out with a sidekick? It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? But now with Damian, I mean, and you get a Damian, he could be 9, 10, 13, doesn't matter. But that's ruthless. The thing. It kind of like is like a battle against Batman's morals because Batman doesn't kill. Yeah. And then you have somebody like Damian's like just like stabbing motherfuckers, and he's like, stop that. Yeah. Stop it. That's Ra's al Ghul's grandson. Why? He's a bad person. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I wish we already had the Batman sequel so we can keep it going. Like it's hard to come back 4 or 5 years and like, yeah, we're back. Like for what? For who? Like I don't get it. So to get back into this particular question and everything like that. So say for instance, hypothetically, Thunderbolts ends up being a hit and does really good in the box office. As a matter of fact, it's like a resounding hit. Like critics are doing are basically bigging it up. Like not to say that it's going to make like $1 billion or anything like that, but it does substantially enough money for it to be labeled as a blockbuster. And critically, it does well. Audience scores does well. Necessarily, does Marvel need something like this, or does it need more? I mean, is one movie going to do it? So here's the biggest issue, right? The biggest issue is that, and I brought it up many episodes. We don't have a strong enough roster, like team, like the Thunderbolts, or just characters in period. Like we're depending on C-level characters to engage, to keep the people engaged, to keep them coming back to the theater. And I feel like that's a mistake. Right. And I said it a million times, like you still have Spider-Man, you still have the Hulk, you still have Thor, you're going to get the X-Men. Yeah. Well, they're coming. Some of them are already here because we got the Deadpool Wolverine movie. So yeah, we have all that right now. We're getting the Fantastic Four. We should have had, where they screwed up the most is not having an Avengers team after Endgame. Like you just don't. After the blip and everybody's back and all that, like we didn't have an Avengers team. Like that's stupid. It's stupid. It should have. You had Doctor Strange, you had Spider-Man, you had all these cats. Now we have like the defender characters and everything. Like there's heroes all over the place. So all over the place. There should have been at least a legit Avengers team. There should have been, like we had the first Avengers movie, right? Yeah. They had 2 Avengers movies before they had to deal with Thanos. Right? Yeah. We are literally going from Endgame. You know what? We're just gonna throw an Avengers team together and just go right into Doomsday. Why are we doing that? Why haven't the Avengers just faced the threat? Now we had King the Conqueror, and they had a villain in the comics, a very classic and very reoccurring villain in King the Conqueror. They did not take advantage of that, and because of his legal situation, they got rid of him. So now, instead of putting him in Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? You should have had an Avengers movie dealing with King the Conqueror. You should have had Kang Dynasty right then and there. Right? So, and they spent all this time to build him up. They didn't do an Avengers movie. They decided to put him Ant-Man and Wasp, which was a mistake. And then they got rid of the villain. Yeah, basically through Loki. Yeah, they got rid of the villain. They got rid of all his variants because they just basically the TVA is like, all right, we got everything under control. We're just gonna get every variant. There's like millions of variants. They just got them all. You just took care of them just like that. They were a problem, but now we know what to do. Okay. Yeah, no the whole point of every single variant that was released
being all detained.
That does not make sense.
It doesn't
There's
make
no
sense.
Avengers team though. Like we have no Avengers team. We have no
event.
I can say it as much as Dr. Umar would repeat some shit.
After Endgame, there is no Avengers team.
No
and
Avengers
literally
team. Even though we had Avengers characters.
Yeah. So literally in this Thunderbolts movie, that's like the motto of this whole movie is that there is no Avengers. Ain't nobody coming to save your ass.
When did Endgame come out? 2018, 2019, 2019, right? 2019. It is 2025. It is 6 years later.
6 years.
Do not have an Avengers.
You don't have a new team.
That is stupid. And we're literally about to go from Endgame to Doomsday. Doesn't make sense. It does. There's a formula that made the reason we got to Infinity War and Endgame, and those shits made more than $1 billion, and the other one made almost $3 billion, is because 2 million and 2 billion and almost 3 billion. They made that kind of money because of the whole build up, the lead up to it. There was we got to see the Avengers work together as a team. We got to understand what a main Avengers team looked like. Then we got to see a main Avengers team up with all the other heroes. That was the formula.
Yeah.
The formula works.
It was a slow progressive thing.
The formula works. How we're gonna go from Endgame, some of the Avengers, some of them retired, some of them died off. Okay, we still have half the Avengers left. Then also the original Avengers. Then you still have the new Avengers that are part of that were part of Endgame and stuff. How don't we have a team, and how don't we have a movie or two just to get people hyped about a team? Now we're gonna go into Doomsday not knowing who our Avengers team is and not really respecting it because there's no emotional tie at this point. We have not seen the Avengers in 6 years. So now we don't have, just like I said, why are we doing the Batman movie again? We don't have an emotional tie to an Avengers team because we don't even know who this team is. They're just going to get put together. Ralphie.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. Like, the reason it's all happening is it's really based on us, or again, people who fucking hate watch it. We're at a time where the period before was, you had a build up and stuff like that. And then you go through COVID where, again, nobody's going to the movies. So we got to keep people entertained. And so they throw a whole bunch of superheroes left and right, where we don't know what they were trying to stick to the wall, but we understood where they were trying to go. But then at the end of the day, we don't appreciate shit in itself. So all we do is complain. Oh, there's another Marvel project. Oh, there's no superheroes with this. Oh, there's Kang Dynasty, and it's a lots of.
You're gonna miss it when it's gone.
That's the fucking point. The thing is we're not looking in the fucking mirror, and we're the product of what is happening right now. We kept begging or saying like, "Oh, this is not a good project. Moon Knight, isn't this?" And whatever the case may be. Now we're crying wolf when you guys wanted some big picture stuff. You wanted to bring back some of these action people that you used to love before. Well, guess what? We're going to go ahead and give it to you. This is what you wanted, right? Then here it is. And now all of a sudden, here we are, flip the script. But we're not building into it. We're not getting the movies. I need to understand. Bro, we're the product of this. This is the thing. That's the unfortunate truth behind all of it. So yeah, if we get Thunderbolts to show us like, this is the fact of what it's not to be an Avenger, and that flops, I'm not going to sit there and be like, we've gone into this with low expectations because we brought this to ourselves. We are the reason why Marvel is here.
You know what? You made a great point. I respectfully don't agree, and I'm going to tell you why. Ooh. What you said, right? Oh, the Moon Knights and this project, that project, this project. That's the issue. It's not hate watching. It's not, this, that, and the fact. It's not that. The reason why there's hate watching and all this stuff
because
they're not giving us what they gave us before. What I told y'all before, many episodes on this show, Marvel got so high that, we can put anything out and they will come. And it started with Guardians of the Galaxy, because that was a great product that came from a C-level, damn near D-level comic book franchise that only if you were into Marvel Comics that you even knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy. True. They ended up being huge in the MCU, one of the most recognizable and most lovable characters in the MCU, right? As a team. So with their success, they said, "Oh,
we can do anything.
Can put anything out," and that's the problem.
That was
they
a
got away
theatrical
from
release,
the
by the
formula.
way.
The formula was to build up the Avengers team through individual movies, bring them back for team ups, do a few more individual movies, bring them back again for another team up, have a lurking villain that they're going to have to see in the third film.
Yeah, Biggs.
And do that. So that's what, there's a lead up. There's a formula to that. What happened after Endgame, they were filling themselves. And they were like, all right, we're going to try this project. And we're going to hit them with this project. Then we're going to hit them with this project. Then we're going to hit them with this project. And some projects were dope. WandaVision was dope. No Way Home was dope. I like the Doctor Strange sequel. There was the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, the third one. That was dope.
I think, all the Guardians episodes were good.
Shang-Chi was dope.
Shang-Chi
Loki's dope. Like there's maybe a few others. I don't want to go through everything, but Wakanda Forever was dope. Like there was a few ones, but then we got hit with movies that fucking sucked, and we got hit with shows that fucking sucked. And not only we got hit with shows and movies that fucking sucked, we had no direction. When they thought they had a direction, they got rid of the villain.
Yep.
When they thought
we were almost there, we were very close.
The Conqueror. They put so much into Kang the Conqueror and
we were very close.
Away. And before they took him away, they pissed on him because they put him in Ant-Man and the Wasp and they fist fought him and beat him. So that right there diminished the level of threat with that character. Then his legal issues, run away from that goddamn white woman, got him in trouble. All right. And there's no slander on the.
Look, Bam ain't been here the whole podcast. Here he goes. Eternals.
So there's no slander on the snow bunnies. All right, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It's fine. What I'm saying is, this motherfucker got in trouble. They had to take King the Conqueror away. Right. Yeah. So now they had no direction. Then they had to all right, we got to put a Band-Aid over the problem. Let's bring back RDJ. Let's get back into this nostalgia. Right. Let's get back into this. Let's get back into the nostalgia. Let's bring back the actor that everybody loves, RDJ. He's going to come save us. And then Chris Evans is going to come back. And Scarlett Johansson's going to come back.
This has to make sense to me, man.
Team of Avengers that's going to work with Doctor Doom.
Yeah, this has to make sense.
Avengers versus X-Men.
Like him coming back in a whole new role as the villain has to make sense. It has to.
It has to.
Because him as Doom still doesn't make sense to me.
Because we could have got somebody else to play that character.
Right.
Exactly. How many actors, Ralphie, how many actors could play Dr. Doom? If you had to take how many actors?
Like I said,
there's a large amount.
There's a definitely good amount, but at the same route, and again, this brings back me to my point, is we all kept begging for this. And so they feel as if he's also Marvel Jesus, RDJ's Marvel Jesus, apparently. So, bring him back. And again, RDJ, you my boy. You've been my boy.
We love him.
I love you.
But I love him, but not for another role.
Not for a different role.
No, not for a main role. Not for a different role as a main villain. The greatest.
He can show up as a Force Ghost.
The greatest villain in Marvel Comics is Doctor Doom. It's Doctor Doom.
RDJ is apparently.
It's Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is the greatest villain in Marvel Comics. It is Doctor Doom. There's a little drop off. You might throw Magneto in there. It's Doctor Doom.
I would say Magneto before him, but I got you.
I mean, Magneto. Magneto's my favorite villain.
Come on,
Doctor Doom is something else.
Draws, come on.
But we all know that Doctor Doom is superior. He's a superior villain to any shit. He might be. I mean, it's him and it's probably him and the Joker, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. It's Doctor Doom. It's the Joker. The Joker is probably more popular. Doom is more menacing.
Yep.
Those are the two best. And then Magneto's my favorite villain. But what I'm saying is, it's like you can't have Robert Downey Jr. play. Like we have no choice. We got to rock with it. There's gonna be a way where it's gonna tie in that we're gonna understand. We just gotta wait to get there, right? But there's so many actors that could have played Doctor Doom, but we could have got like this RDJ Doctor Doom. We're not gonna, after these two movies, we're not gonna see him again as Doctor Doom.
I remember, I think it was when the Fantastic Four movie was basically getting cast. and people were thinking like, who was going to be Dr. Doom? I think somebody threw out the fact that, you know, Doom is a Romani character, or kind of like the fact that, like, okay, Moon Knight was supposed to be a Jewish character, or better yet, like the Thing is supposed to be a Jewish character. They were throwing out like all these actors that could have played him during that time. One happened to be the fact that Jamie Lannister happened to be Romani, and he could play Dr. Doom. And I was like, that actually sounds like it could have worked, because I remember his acting in Game of Thrones, and he was fucking like dope.
Monster. He was a monster in Game of Thrones.
I mean, what? You don't like Jamie Lannister?
No, I love him. Don't get me wrong, but him playing Doom.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna knock you. I like the idea, but you might. Yeah, I'm not gonna knock you for that.
Yeah, another great villain. Ultron got turned on for 10 seconds and realized humans got to go. Ultron was great.
Ultron deserved a slightly better movie. I'm not like, I think Age of Ultron. I think Age of Ultron is actually a little underrated. I think
it is underrated.
It's not as good. It's not as good as the first Avengers movie, so people like kind of knock it, but it's a great rewatch. Like,
so to answer this comment, J Barrios 5.0, he said it will probably be a different timeline where Tony Stark never became Iron Man, but became Dr. Doom when the stones were put back. We understand that, of course, from the comics that basically got put out during that time. If it is like Man Without, what was it? I forget the one comic that basically that they're alluding to in this, but it's just the fact that Tony, like not even just Tony, RDJ is Iron Man, and he's going to be Dr. Doom. And then we put up the picture of the prototype of him in the costume, and I still don't get it.
That can't not like it. That has to be Photoshop, bro.
That better be Photoshop.
And if it's not Photoshop, we just got to think again. Concept. If it's concept art, if it actually isn't Photoshop, it is concept art. It's just concept art. Like, it may not be the thing, because he looks like a couple different people. He looks like whatchamacallit? Who's Star-Lord's dad again?
Oh, Kurt Russell.
Yeah, but what was
Ego?
What was
Ego the Living Planet.
The Living Planet. He looks like Ego. He also looks like a battered Magneto. He looks like a couple people. I don't think that can't be Dr. Doom, bro. That can't be how Dr. Doom is going to look. And I think Marvel would be selling itself short if he looked like Kurt Russell in a Meteor Man outfit.
That's exactly what he looked like. If for those
that's not going to work. That's not going to work. He looks like a Sith Lord.
Right. He looked like Balin's skull in Ahsoka.
Come on now. Hello.
So like, I can imagine. But Jorge, let's see how bad we're getting cooked today, as far as like is Thunderbolts asleep? Is Thunderbolts the sleeper hit that Marvel needs?
Oh, and everybody out there, if you think one of these hatred comments actually came from Ralphie, please put that in the comments, because Ralphie might be behind all of this.
Ding ding. He was Sophia. He was who else was he? He might have been Junte Lakbadadad.
Oh my god.
Let's do all right, let's do.
Here we go.
Let's do racist book first.
We're gonna do racist book.
Oh, that's right up racist Ralphie's alley.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Trash. I'd skip to the post scenes.
Damn. Okay. All right. Damn. All right.
Damn, George.
Didn't even let it live.
Every Marvel movie now has been marked as the best since Endgame. No, we're not saying that at all. We said sleeper. Okay. Then turns out to be an average slop that makes even Iron Man 2 look like a masterpiece. Hold the fuck up. What did you do, Ralphie?
I didn't do anything.
Dre, you're gonna, when this show goes off, go back and rewatch the beginning of the show.
Rewatch the beginning.
We'll give you,
because Hollywood Ralphie is real.
Yeah, we'll get you an update.
All right,
on Ralphie and his villainy.
How does Bucky go from running for Congress to this? That's my question. Well,
that too is also my question.
Yeah, so it's like, he jumped into politics, but he's still a superhero, and he's a
murderer.
He's like, for one thing, this man was born during the times of black people not having equal rights, and then he's becoming a member of Congress. Whoa, what a switch.
It's kind of. I'm sorry. It kind of sounds real. Kind of sounds real. I'll say it out loud. Kind of sounds real.
We need a Marvel one shot of early days of Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes.
Early missions, yes.
Just walking around and
get out my face, nigger.
Calling motherfuckers niggas. They call motherfuckers niggas and boy.
Oh, that's right, because he's from the 40s.
Yeah.
No, he's from earlier than that. This is like in the World War One. It's like 30.
Bro. Y'all seen that clip? Y'all seen that clip of the like Captain America? It was like a spoof, and Captain America's like waking up.
Yes,
and they're like,
he wakes up.
He's still in the, like he has the 40s. He's still in the 40s, and he's
still
like
in there.
He calls the black dude a boy, and then he's like, get me my coffee, boy. And then he's like, there was like a Korean kid that came over to help him, and he was like, oh, don't look over there. There's it's a Jap right there. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm Korean. And then the broad was like, the girl was like, she said something to him, and he like pimp smacked the out of the broad, and he was like, shut up, your broad, don't use that tone with me. Like, I gotta share that.
People gotta understand that Bucky and Steve are from the hello, my baby.
They're from a whole different time,
hello,
bro.
My rock time. Yeah,
they had niggas shining their shoes back in the day. Just saying.
Here we go. Next one.
Spider-Man No Way Home is the best. Okay,
absolutely.
Absolutely. Jesus,
I might have wrote that comment. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, that might be you.
It might have been me. I ain't gonna hold you.
Steve, can you believe that boy didn't address you as sir? It's Mr. Steve to you, boy.
Best comment of the night.
All right, here we go.
Really? What about Captain America Brave New World? Please tell us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was your sleeper pick? Woo. Hey. Not the Winter Widow. I wanted to see Winter Widow.
I accept that one.
That might have been you, Ralph.
All right, here we go.
Not the Winter Widow.
I kind of want Yelena to be asexual, like she is in the comics. Oh, okay. I think, but I'd enjoy to see her and Bucky have a close relationship, not a romantic one though. All right, Evie, I gotta. Do you read? Okay, I understand that you're reading comics, but you want a close relationship with one particular character from this team, with Bucky, who happens to be 180 years old.
Damn,
this motherfucker old as dirt.
You know what I'm saying? like. He was 20 in 1930.
Yeah.
You know, to get into the military. So that means
how you doing, Sonny?
He was born in 1930.
Not talking about the Great Depression, Sonny?
Yo, Bucky Barnes would get on the bus and tell niggas to get to the back. Hey, you're in my seat, see? Get out my seat, see?
That's okay. Hey, Ethan. Let's see what else we got. Better than the Marvels, Ironheart, and the other woke. You got to be one of those, huh? Here we go. We found one.
He's from 1920.
Dennis
is from 1920.
Yeah. Hello, my baby. Hello, my. Has this page ever posted anything true? It's a question, fool.
Damn, dog. We're fictitious.
We can't say anything out loud.
Well, this is the thing. He must be a fan of Tyrone Magus.
Jorge's trying new lighting.
What do you say? By the way, what is it? By the way,
I like the flop side.
It's a flop. Okay. Didn't even drop yet, but whatever.
No, didn't drop. It's the best Disney product since the last Disney product. Too bad it's the worst box office since the Marvels. Timo looked like he from
he was spitting.
Timo looked like he from Jersey. Look at that.
Jersey Shore.
And he was spitting. Like he was trying to drop bars. He was trying to kick some knowledge. He had a beat playing in the back.
Who cares what you have to say? Definitely not you, Luke.
Damn, Luke in the
Trailblazer.
What do you say? Do you think the new DC universe, starting with new Superman or Disney's Marvel projects, will be better in the near future, especially with Gunn running DC? I'm keeping my fingers crossed for DC.
Yeah, we're hoping.
I want it. This is the thing. I want it to succeed.
But we set the bar low.
We want DC to succeed, but we understand what we're getting into. The Marvel products, because they started off to have connectivity, and then they've staved off from having connectivity, have now been suffering what we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
it's like it might be a shift. It might be a shift into Marvel's lack of quality lately,
dark period,
and DC having someone that was successful in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is James Gunn, leading the helm and understanding what works, what doesn't work, how to have a connective and thriving and efficient universe. So DC, it just might be the transition of power.
Yeah, to be honest, DC needs it. They needed a fresh look. They needed 1 point person. This is what they need.
I don't care where we get it from. If this means, like, honest, in all actuality, if this means that the Marvel, like, we can't get the Marvel movies that we used to, but James Gunn can make the DC universe what Marvel was, then I'm with it.
I'm with it.
Marvel had his time then.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
The movie isn't even out yet. Piss off. Oh, you must be from UK.
Piss off, mate.
Piss off. This will absolutely flop hard. Yo, Facebook is the shit. Look at this.
It is the devil.
Yo, straight up. Look at this. As someone who bought the first Thunderbolts comic book, I want nothing to do with this movie.
Damn.
It's like,
That's a great comment. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you.
The movie flopped. Trust me. Look at this guy.
It flopped already, bro.
Does he have a V-neck? It is 2025.
He has a V-neck.
What is that?
Oh,
who's that? He said, I watched this. It's okay. The cast felt like they didn't have chemistry. Only one I felt was supposed to be there and had great acting, Bucky. Everyone else feels off, like they were there for a paycheck. Red Guardian was funny, but he mostly joked all movie. Bucky did all the fighting. I know what he watched. He said, I don't know what he watched. Plot wasn't that great. The Sentry was watered down. I understand they get him to use his full power because he could kill. Yo, you trying to tell me the movie? I almost wanted to leave.
Basically.
He said it felt like Superman versus the Teen Titans. I give it a 5 out of 10. Wish they would have had Sentry versus the X-Men. That would have been a perfect fight. Mostly they just dodge and help citizens out most of the time. It was okay. Hopefully Doomsday going to be fire. Thunderbolts is a one-time watch. I can say better than Captain America World tomorrow.
Damn. So he's seen the movie.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Maybe he did.
Let's pin that and go back to it after we review the movie.
A V-neck in 2025 is nasty work, but we
we
also live in Jersey, so it's a common thing.
Yeah, but still nasty work.
Here we go.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Woke culture ruined Marvel. Taskmaster and Ghost should have stayed men like in the cartoon. And Red Guardian should not have been made into a pitiful comedy relief that looks like someone who doesn't even belong in a uniform. All
right. All right, let's go to Instagram.
Oh, I gotta skate off, you guys. I have to go handle some stuff. But I'm gonna get you guys.
Do bad guy things, right?
Exactly.
All right, man.
I gotta go plot some stuff. I'm gonna catch you guys next week.
On the way out.
I can't, man. The shades on the way out. What else we got? He said, I hope so.
And then last one.
Hey, it's Andre.
Watch it this Thursday. I hope it's good. Sinners is a sleeper hit Marvel needed. Now Marvel can hand over the Blade franchise to Ryan Coogler, seeing how good the movie was. But hey, I don't know though.
Listen, that's not a bad idea, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. If Ryan Coogler the first life of Jesus.
No, I read it. I was just like, Jesus.
The novels, and he's like, Jesus Christ.
If Ryan Coogler can get his hands on Blade, I would be into a Blade movie. Because right now we don't need it. But if he got his hands on it, yeah. 100%.
You know what the headline was like yesterday? Because he did an interview and they asked him who his favorite black vampire was, and of course he said Blade. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, give him Blade!" And everything. I'm like, bro, he just did a vampire movie. You can't just do another one right away.
Yeah. Like
he's doing X-Files.
Yeah, I can't. Man, listen, he gonna kill that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, that's
Absolutely.
it.
Shoot, matter of fact, he should do X-Files and have Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld as.
He should literally have that same crew do X-Files.
They should be Skull and
Mulder and Scully. Literally have Michael B. Jordan as Mulder, have Haley Steinfeld as Scully, and then just be done with it.
Their chemistry, their chemistry is so good. They are a working meme through the internet right now. Like they are just a meme. Like
he should just like you know how Scorsese or Tarantino always has
or Adam Sandler. He's the same crew over and over again.
Just have the same crew over and over, and just do that.
Yeah, I would watch their X-Files, bro. That would be dope for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So
those comics were fun.
Yeah. So of course that's the pod. Next week we will be doing our spoiler review of Thunderbolts, which drops Thursday. So spoiler review. So
hold on, spoilers, guys. We're warning you.
Yeah. We're letting you know now.
We're gonna have to put it in the title, Jorge, because God forbid.
You hate those Facebook comments and Instagram comments.
They'll tell us to piss off.
So piss off.
Piss off, mate.
Piss off, mate.
You wanker.
They're acting like Wolverine when Charles and Eric came up to talk to him. Like, hey, I'm Charles. I'm Eric. Go fuck yourself.
Like before you start talking, get the fuck out of here.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Wait, I got one comment. Mario. Mario.
He said, I just hope the X-Men have the classic X-Men 97 suits, which I will dig and give us.
But they will. They will.
Theme in Avengers Doomsday.
They will.
Yeah.
They will. It's very specific. Like they will.
What, leather? Yellow suits?
So if you're talking about the classic X-Men 97 suits, does that mean like the Gambit in a tank top?
Oh
man.
Or Magneto on his drawers?
He had the haircut.
Magneto. All you have is Sir
Force field and drawers.
You just have McKellen in old people's speedos just spinning around.
Yeah,
those elderly diapers? Yo, he's got those elderly diapers on.
Is Ian
Black
McKellen
elderly diapers talking about enough.
He's old.
Yeah. He's got to be.
They're gonna have him in the pens, and he's just gonna be spinning around.
Black Depends.
In the Black Depends.
Black
Ian
Depends.
McKellen. God damn it.
I've had enough. Enough. All right. So, of course, next week we will be doing this Thunderbolts review for all of us here. Myself, Ralphie, Haas, Jorge. We will see you guys next week. Party Nerds go.
Peace.